Welcome to the new video, boys. Today we are going to be talking about what are the levels you should use, how to master the liquidity, the holy grail of trading, how everyone says it is. Like, liquidity is key in almost every single strategy. I don't know any trader who doesn't use liquidity, so let's get straight into it. For this video, boys, it won't be long. The reason for that is, let me pull myself to the side here. Okay, so the reason for this video not going, okay, I need to do this. So the reason this video will not be long is because you should not overthink it really. If you clicked on this video thinking you are going to find something new to implement in your strategy or something like that, it's not that you should not implement it, but if you were thinking that it's going to be some like a new liquidity level that works better than the others, then you should implement it. No, this is right here the guide to profitability. This is not anything like, I'm not going to gain much views of this and I don't care, but this is going to make you profitable. How is this going to make you profitable? Because we are not going to complicate it. We are going to use what works. Now, who am I to tell you anything about trading? Well, some of you know me, some of you don't. Here are some of my certificates from the last 6 months of my trading. So in short, from June up till now, in June I was a trader with $0 in funding. Right now, currently, I'm over $500,000 funded. So I know something, okay? Let's go straight into it. So before actually making any profits in trading, I was in like a core ICT trader. It did not work for me. And anyway, like I had no idea what I was doing, which I thought I did. Why did I thought I did? Because I was guessing the charts on daily or the weekly time frame almost every single time, like 90% of the time. The daily bias and the weekly bias were perfect. The reason for that is it's easier on those time frames to predict with ICT. That means that ICT does work. But on lower time frames, I was not profitable. Almost like the maximum amount of profits I was able to gather was like 2 months in a row. After that, it all came down. Now, what I know about liquidity is I know a shit ton about liquidity. Okay, so for example, we know that liquidity is at previous day high, previous day low. We know that it's at equal highs and lows. We know that it's at 4-hour highs and lows. We know that it's for example, this is a large pool of liquidity because we have 4 equal highs right there. So for example, if NQ is in an uptrend, which it is, and for example, we just, let's say, inverse this huge gap, in that case, we'll be bullish, for example. Now, what do we look for from here? Maybe we use this order block, for example, and we go to the upside and all that. No, this is not how you use liquidity. This is how I used to use liquidity, and it did not work. Now, how did it work for me and what I changed? I made it more simple, which means all I did actually is just used one simple liquidity pool. And that simple liquidity pool is session liquidities. Okay, so out of all of those that I just was talking about, the only liquidity pool that I use is session liquidity. Okay, so session liquidity is the only thing you need or I need to be profitable, which means that you can also be profitable just with these liquidity. You don't have to go on the chart every day and mark out 15 different liquidity levels through the time frames. You don't have to do that and then expect price to sweep. Maybe what used to happen to me, at least, I mark out, let's say, this liquidity level, and I mark out also this liquidity level. Price goes here, and now what do? Should I look for a setup from here, or should I wait for price to take out this? If I don't, for example, these are like over multiple trades, if I don't wait and enter right here, price goes down and fucks me. If I wait for it to take this level, it never takes the level, it goes away from it. Okay, so even when you implement like the break structure and stuff, all that, so for example like this, boom, break structure, boom, fair value gap entry, this does not happen. This happens, and even then you can maybe apply that. But that's all bullshit. I'm not saying that it's bullshit. Maybe it works for some people. What I'm saying is it didn't work for me, and I'm going to show you what works right here for me right now. So only session liquidity pool that I use is only liquidity pool is session liquidity. What do I mean by that? I mean Asia low, high, and London low, high. Those two are the only things I use. Now that you know this, how can you use it? You don't know when Asia or London is. For me, I use the UTC London time, which is an important part. And what I do is I mark out, for example, today on oil, let's go on oil for the example. So what I use 1 p.m. for New York Open, 8 a.m. for London Open, and midnight for Asia Open. And now here you have your Asia, London, New York session, okay? That's all you should know, basically. If you have, let's say, I was bullish on the oil today. If you want to know how I was bullish, basically just look at the most recent break of structure. In this case, it was to the upside right here at the moment of this, in the moment of the trading time. And that's basically all I do to qualify if I'm going to buy or sell for that day. If you want this deeply explained, I have a video on my YouTube channel, which I believe is called The Strategy That Made Me Profitable at 18 or something like that. I'm explaining this whole strategy to the bits. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste much time on the actual bias here, but I was bullish. And if this is Asia from here to here, it means that this is the Asia's high, and it means that this is the Asia's low. And guess what happens once price takes out Asia low? Pump to the upside. Okay, so that's the only liquidity levels that I use, and that's how I became profitable, because I made it so simple to the point where I cannot fail. I cannot fail to execute my model. The reason for that is, okay, in this case, sorry, the Asia low is actually here, and price actually sweeps it here. The reason for that is because it's so simple. Like, okay, sweep, fake out, break, fib tool, entry, boom, there's a trade, and you take it every single day, and that's it, boys. So this is how I use it. Okay, so one thing I have to note down here that I have to mention, it's not, the times are not going to be always the same like I just noted on oil. The reason for that is because, let's do the times. Asia is boom, midnight. London is 8 a.m. boom. New York is 1 p.m. This is UTC London time, okay? And from here, one thing that I have to mention, which is about those times, is that on New York session, it's 1 p.m. for Forex, USD, oil, gold, and all of that. But for indices, or actually like NQ, the only indices I trade right now, the New York Open, NY Open is 14:30 London time. Okay, so 14:30 because if you transfer to New York time, it's 9:30 in the morning, which means all the stocks and all that goes up and blah blah blah. It just creates volatility. So we have to align to that. Okay, so yeah, this is basically it. So for each of these pairs, it's 1 p.m. New York. For NQ, it's 14:30 New York. And this is basically all you need to actually start finding key liquidity areas from which you are going to find your trades and find your model. Now, if you don't have a model or anything like that, you can always reach out to me in the DMs and I'll help you with that. If you want to talk to me and hop into my own mentorship, if not, there's always stuff on YouTube. For example, there's a video that I did on this exact strategy that I use, this London MAC model, which we call it the creation villager method, which is me. Okay, so, or you can also hop, I'm gonna hook you up right now. If you go to YouTube, and by the way, I don't know what's gonna show here because I don't use Chrome on YouTube, but YouTube on Chrome, but you know what I mean. And you go to this guy right here, Also explains why I'm not subbed, because I am connected, but on a different one that I don't use. Anyway, I'm gonna sub from this one as well. This is my good friend from the Discord, and he did a whole breakdown of the whole model, which like apprenticeship every single day, different thing, and you are going to know the model at the end of this. So if you don't know where to start, this right here is where to start. Take it slowly, join our Discord, and send a message every time you need something. It will get answered pretty fast, and that's how you start to change your life, boys. That's how you start going towards the freedom you have always wanted, boys. Anyway, this is the video that I wanted to do today, just to remove any confusion on the liquidity levels that I see a lot of people use, and to actually provide you with value that made me profitable. Thank you, boys, for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Peace out, boys.